I'm just driving my car right now, so if you hear like a crash and an explosion, screaming, that's me right now. But uh,
Well, you
I just
shouldn't, sir. You shouldn't smoke meth and drive. That's one thing. You got to
no,
drive safely. All right.
I under listen, Tariq. I'm very white man, but
I know
I
this.
I respect you, um,
Yeah.
and I love. I think you're a great poster. But I have a serious question.
Go ahead, sir.
So the idea of reparations for foundational Black Americans,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it makes sense being based on lineage. But what do you say about people who are like half descendant of a slave, or a quarter descendant of a slave, or one-eighth a descendant of a slave? Do they get reparations the same way somebody who's 100% a descendant of a foundational Black American?
It's very simple. It's very simple. If you can trace your lineage back to the 1870 or the 1900 census and you were labeled as a Negro here in America, you qualify for reparations. Either one of your parents, your mom or your dad's side, if you can trace it back, it's just that simple. It's not as complicated as people try to make it. If your name or your family's name is on that census list and they're labeled as a Negro, you are qualified for reparations because you are a foundational Black American. Now let
Okay.
me now let me ask you this: do you have some ancestry of some FBA ancestry down the line
No,
somewhere?
no, not. I'm completely,
Oh, okay.
completely white.
Because I don't want you to pull a Rachel Dolezal and try to get you a damn check.
No,
Okay.
man. No, I understand that.
Uh,
I'm not getting
all
anything.
right. Because I don't want you. Don't change your name to Hunky X or something like that. Don't do that. Okay.
Uh,
My man.
no,
All
I'm
right.
not. Listen, I'm not. Don't worry about that. No, now, listen. I'm not. I'm being honest. I
Go
don't
ahead.
want to.
Be
I don't.
honest.
I don't. I don't agree with the idea of reparations being paid by all the American people to descendants of slaves.
Why not?
Well, I mean, my family, for instance, we're from the North. We're Irish. We came here after slavery was practiced.
Uh-huh.
You're saying that we have to, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to foundational Black Americans, that we have to pay you for injustice which 100% happened to your people in the past. But how are we responsible for that?
Well, the government is responsible. It was the United States government that had my family locked into prison camps called plantations. That's what they were. They were prison camps. They allowed my family to be raped, sold, beaten, and mutilated and brutalized. And our families couldn't do anything about it because of the federal government of the United States. You got that?
I
So,
understand that.
so when your family immigrated here, they became a part of that government. So the taxes still has to go to foundational Black Americans, but because we're owed a debt by the government. Now, you see how that works?
I understand your perspective.
No,
I
no, no.
have I've
No,
what
listen. Let's slow it down because listen,
okay.
I didn't put anybody in internment camps in World War II. Nobody in my family put nobody in internment camps. We didn't harm any Japanese people, but
Mm,
in the 80s and 90s, my tax dollars had to go to compensate Japanese people. You see how that works?
I understand that.
I
I
didn't fly any planes into the World Trade Center. None. I don't know any terrorist. But our tax dollars were used to compensate many of the victims of 9/11. It was tax dollars used to
mm,
compensate them. You see how that works, sir?
that that's a legitimate point. That's a
Right. Okay,
no,
so
I
so now we have to understand the government owes foundational Black Americans, and if you're a part of that government, you're a part of the claim as well, sir. If you knew what the deal was, you know what this government was. This government did an evil deed in order to get wealth, in order to allow your family to come over and enjoy that wealth, because your family came over from Ireland because they heard about this great country
yeah, a
with a
lot better.
lot, yeah, with a lot of money that Black folks generated and who didn't get paid, and you said, "Hey, sign me up." So there you go.
Now, how do you say descendants of black slaves in America
Hmm.
are wealthier than the Africans who their brothers, their ancestors in Africa who
Okay.
weren't enslaved? slavery, great injustice, but materially, they're better off than them. Does that cut against the reparations argument that
That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. What's going on over there? We don't live in Africa. We haven't lived in Africa. What goes on over there has zero to do with our claim. Just comparing us to worse off people means nothing. You understand? If I run into your car and you say, "Hey, I need to get my car fixed," and I say, "Hey, man, there's other people in your community who have nice cars. I don't know what you're talking about." That has nothing to do with the car wreck that was infused on your vehicle. You understand? So that's a weird distinction that makes zero difference in the grand scheme of things, sir.
could could I ask? I know I'm hopping around with questions.
It's okay. This is fine. Go ahead.
Now, what is in the future if your movement succeeds and the descendants of foundational Black Americans get a, a certain, an amount of reparations
Right.
which is acceptable?
Right.
Is that the there's some people like Malcolm X who thought that Black people can't have a future in American society. They need to make their own society. Is that that was his goal? Is reparations a goal in and of itself, or is reparations you get it and then that's a tool to achieve the final goal?
Well, it's to pay off a debt. There's a debt owed. All right. What people want to do with the money or what they want to do with the resources they get, that's really up to them. But foundational Black Americans are owed a debt, and the goal is to get what's owed. The reason why we're suffering the way we're suffering is because we have been locked out of the debt that's owed to us. And that has to be rectified. Our government is giving our resources to every group except us as a way to spite us and to disrespect us. We, as foundational Black Americans, are saying no more. We're going to have to be prioritized. This whole narrative that we're supposed to be the fixed underdogs and we're never supposed to get anything, that's no longer acceptable. And we are now making sure that we're going to get the tangibles that's owed to us. So the goal is to get our tangibles.
Okay, okay. Um, and I think this will be my last question. I'll let somebody else come on. Nice
Yeah,
talking to you.
no, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay. Uh, are you uh are you Muslim? I mean, Tariq
I'm
and this.
I'm non-denominational. None. I don't really subscribe to any religion like that. I only subscribe to the religion of Black empowerment. So no, I have no fixed denominations. All of the religions I respect them, but I have no fixed denomination.
Okay. I just I was just curious to ask. I mean, there many people who think that religion is necessary for political, for true liberation. I was wondering if that was a part of your movement or if it is, about the materials, about the tangibles.
No, 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 no. No, I want every Black person who's a foundational Black American, whatever their religious background. If they're Christian, I want them to get reparations. If they're Muslim,
Hmm.
reparations. Hebrew Israelite, reparations. You're a Buddhist, reparations. Whatever you are, I want you to get reparations. And that's it. All foundational Black Americans deserve their reparations. That
Uh,
makes sense?
that makes sense to me. I'll continue listening to you. I'm not sure if you kick me out or if I leave the conversation, but
There, all right. Thank you so much, buddy.
no,
Okay. Okay, there you go. All right, let's get some more folks in here. All right. Who's this? Ebo Amaka. Let's get Ebo Amaka in here. What's up, Ebo Amaka?
Yo, 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 what's going on, Tariq?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm chilling, man. Good to finally talk to you. I was in the space you was just in, you know what I'm saying? With them.
Earlier with them, yeah, they were trolling in that room heavy, trolling very heavy in that room.
Yeah, and I'm here to troll too. Muhammad was a pedophile, and they don't like talking about that shit.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that part of
Yep,
history.
yep, yep. You know what I'm saying? They talking about America was buck broken, but I think personally that Muhammad buck broke Aisha at the tender age of 6 years old.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
every time we bring it
Now,
up, they say, "Oh, Why do you got to talk about religion? Why do you got to talk about religion? How come I can't talk about how this grown ass fucking 50-year-old man stuck his tool up in a little ass girl?
Now, what does that have to do with the conversation we're having now, sir?
Oh, I'm a top troll over here. The name is Mike Rotchburnz. Uh, I just wanted to get up on here and say that. But yeah, I appreciate everything you're doing, brother.
There you go. Now, you're an Igbo brother, or is that a
No,
troll
I'm not
thing
an
too? Are
Igbo
you?
brother. I'm a Black American. Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
trolling.
okay. Okay, I smell some Jollof over the
No.
phone.
You
I
don't
think
smell
you're
no
not
Jell-O,
trolling.
bro. You smell fried chicken.
No, that's Jollof, nigga. That's Jollof and pepper stew. I smell it. I can smell it over the phone, brother. All right, let's see who else we got. There's a cute kid here. Okay. Okay, what's up? Who is this? Cushite. What's up, Cushite? Cushite, turn your microphone on. Cushite. Well, okay, what happened? I think Cushite bounced. Cushite bounce.